Oh, it's that time of the week where we bring in Robin Cross of StoneX to talk about our lumber markets, and we're kind of running out of time on the old, larger contracts, the rail contracts here, Robin. Down to one contract here, I believe, on the May, but now we're transitioning over to these smaller contracts. You kind of explained that here last week. These new ones are about a fourth of the size, I believe, of what the old contracts were. So explain what's going on in the market today. Is it quiet ahead of the holiday or not?
It is, and it has been. And actually, before I get into it, let's talk about that a little bit, because this is the last contract, right? So the past couple of weeks we were on the air, we were down to like 1,700 open interest. I actually think we cracked that. We were just like in the high 1,600s, which is obviously very low for a main contract of lumber. Well, since then, Marlon, it's been building. Like, I was just going over open interest this morning, and I was so surprised to see that, we're up to 2,100 in an expiring contract with literally, 5.5, almost 6 weeks yet to go. And it's going to be interesting. Like, how is that all going to play out? Because you don't have a roll opportunity to go into another month. So stay tuned on that. It's going to be crazy. And I'm really I got like this giddy anticipation on what's going to happen here. So, well, I guess we'll get into it then on that note. Well, good morning. Thank you for having me. First, we'll jump into the prices. We got May Big trading at 377.10. That's down 690 with 25 trades. A little quieter than it's been. Mini May right now is 489.50, down $10 with only 9 trades, but at least it's open. I've been embarrassed the last couple of weeks. Hasn't even had an opening price by the time we get on the air. July, which will be, the soon lead, is sitting at 509, down $1.50. So we'll kind of keep it short and sweet today just because it's holiday. There has been a lot of activity on the cash and futures since last Thursday's broadcast. We really, since we put the high end in the market around March 20th at 468, which futures has been down literally every day since. So about 12 days in a row with a loss somewhere around $103. And the primary reason for the break off the highs has really been the usual suspects: massive inflation and high interest rates. But then you compound that with sketchy weather across the country. It made for a slow cash market with lower consumption. But as I heard that awesome weather report before I got on, when I was on hold on the break, we are going to see a massive improvement in weather very shortly. So stay tuned on that front, because I feel like that's going to be kind of the catalyst to turn this around. The bottom line is there's still too much inventory in the field. But as I've been saying for the last several weeks, mills are in the process of this massive production curtailment cuts that they announced, several weeks ago. But with the overabundance of cash currently in the field, it takes time to work through all that lumber. But I do believe traders are looking ahead. I mean, just for instance, look at the futures the last couple of weeks. Even though we had this big old $100 break, the last 6 days of trading, and this is unusual, as you well know, we've been in like a $15 to $20 range, because there's a couple reasons for that. Prior to today's dismal Random Length cash print that came out at 335, there really hasn't been a much premium meat on the bone. It's even though $30 premium or $50 premium in any time in history would be decent for lumber, but these days, if you look at the last 7 contracts, each contract went to about $80 to $120 premium. So 30, or right now it's about 35. This far under the cost of production, it just doesn't really make a lot of sense. You want to kind of be forward thinking on this, and that I ask myself every day, how long are the mills going to continue to run at such a loss, if you will? Considering where we were just this time last year. I mean, we were at $1,300, so you're like a good $1,000 off those highs. And I feel like since they built so much money into their war chest with those high prices, but at the same time, how long are you going to run? So, we got to really stay in tune to that. I've been watching it every day, but there has been really no news on that front. But other than that, I would say, stay tuned. It's going to be a wild expiration, probably the weirdest one we've ever had together. And, I'm kind of really starting to get into the mini contract a little bit. I just will be happier guy when we get some organic growth, because, most 9 out of 10 of my customers are still looking at that legacy contract. So I think it's going to take some time yet, Marlon, to get into that and for guys to get used to that. But but we'll see how it goes. And then a couple announcements tomorrow. Obviously, all the markets will be closed for Good Friday, so no work for anybody. So enjoy and have a very happy Easter to everybody out there, and spend time with the family and have a wonderful weekend.
Awesome. Thank you, Robin, for the update today. Appreciate that very much. Happy Easter to you and yours, too. Robin Cross with StoneX in Chicago. I'll be back. We'll cover our livestock trade right after this.